Today we are going to be doing some good old river fishing, and we are actually in the kayak. I'm hoping that we're gonna catch some big fish today. I've caught a lot of big fish here in the past. We don't have a ton of time today. Sun is setting in about an hour and a half and we have some rain coming in, but these fish should be biting today. I'm excited. Let's get rigged up and see what we can catch. Little Texas rig action. This is actually a rage bug in the blue bug color with a 1/4 ounce Texas rig weight and a 3 or 4 aught wide gap hook. Either one will work. And my combo of the day is a 7-foot medium heavy Lew's Mach 2 combo, and these are actually on sale right now. Second setup of the day is a good old spinning rod. This is my Lew's Mach Crush spinning combo. I've got a Strike King filler worm on there. Blackberry jam. Blackberry jam, just a black and blue color, 1/4 ounce drop shot weight. Little 1/0 worm hook. And we are going to be throwing both of these baits over here on this rock wall. You guys probably can't see it yet, but kind of back here behind me, there's a ton of really big boulders. And in November, December, January, whenever it gets cold, these fish stack up on these rocks. I'm not really sure why, but they stack up on them. And usually there's a few dang big ones sitting over here. I would not be surprised if we caught a 4 or 5 pounder today. I'm excited. Let's paddle up here and make our first cast. All right, we're working our way up here right now. We actually have a lot of rocks over here. You can see there's some big old boulders over here on the bank, but up here the rocks are actually out in the water, and there's definitely some rocks out here, but these ones up here, I think it's just a really big bluff wall, and it's really deep, and they love to sit on it. And we're just gonna see if they're sitting here. I'm gonna throw at some other stuff too on the way up. You know, we got a few grass clumps and we have this big lay down right here, stuff like that. But really what I'm wanting to throw on is these rocks, and I really think that we're gonna get bit quite a bit up here today. I had to paddle like a half a mile to get up here, so let's hope that that paddle was worth it. They're either gonna be here or they're not, and let's just hope that they are. Prefrontal conditions, these fish ought to be chewing, so I gotta go out there and try to catch a few of them. I could probably catch them on a variety of different baits right now. Honestly, a spinner bait would be amazing right now. Probably a thunder cricket. Honestly, even a crankbait would probably be really good right now, but I've caught them really good up here on a Texas rig crawl and a drop shot, so that's what I'm gonna throw. Sometimes these fish will be right up on the bank too, really tight. A lot of times whenever you've got a cold front coming in, they'll do that a lot. They'll sit really tight to the cover. You know, sometimes they don't really want something super big either. That's why I brought that drop shot along, because sometimes these fish just really want a super small bait, but then other times they'll eat the big old crawl. So we just kind of got to throw and see what they want. You can really see these boulders now. Like, we've got just big rocks and it drops off right on the side. All right, I'm gonna make 1 or 2 more casts with this. If I don't get bit, probably gonna change up to the drop shot, just to see if maybe that's what they want. I feel like I might get a bigger bite on this, but I feel like I'll get more bites on that drop shot. All right, let's try the little old drop shot for a little bit. Just try it and see. I'm gonna keep working my way up and then I'll fish my way back down. I feel like I definitely need to try this out and see if this is gonna be what they want. It's pretty fun catching these river fish on the spinning rod anyways. They fight so hard, they just pull like crazy. You'll see these little like cracks in the rocks and stuff, and that's usually where I try to cast. I'll cast on the whole thing, but little areas kind of like that are a little bit different, that's where a lot of the times those fish will be sitting at, is in those little spots that are just a little tiny bit different. Oh, that was a bite. Yes! I knew it, I felt him, and then he stayed on there. There we go. It took me a little bit longer than I thought, but hey, first bass of the day, right there. Little guy, he ain't big. But there we go, first one of the day right there. Not a giant, but we'll take it in this cold weather. Let's go ahead and get the release. See you, buddy. I felt that one just tick it very, very lightly in this deeper water, and I'm hoping that maybe there's gonna be a few more down there doing what he was doing. I think I might have figured a little bit of something out after catching that fish. Let's get back in there and see if we can catch another one. Strike King filler worm gets it done. And hopefully that one has a few friends sitting down there too. It was such a light bite. He bit it and I felt him that first time. I was dragging it through the rocks and I felt him. But then he was holding it in his mouth and I couldn't tell he was there until a few seconds later. First snag of the day. I think I'm gonna throw the crawl around a little bit. Oh, I got it out. There we go. Oh my gosh. I did not know that was a bass. Goodness gracious. I thought it was a rock. It was not a rock. It was a bass. Goodness gracious, dude, he scared me. Yeah, these fish are definitely sitting out a little bit deeper. I cannot get them right on the rocks, but I am getting some bites out there in that deeper water, and these fish are cold. There we go, number two, working our way up. This one's a little bit bigger, a little bit fatter, and he's still not a giant, but not a bad little fish. And that's one on the crawl and one on the drop shot. That was another one of those ones where it was like, oh, is that a fish? It kind of felt like it, and then I didn't know he was holding it in his mouth, and then next thing you know, he was jerking the rod out of my hand. They're not really like feeding, I don't think, but when they bite it, they're biting it hard. I mean, they hit it like a ton of bricks, but it's not like I'm just getting smoked every single cast, you know what I'm saying? And it hasn't rained yet, thankfully. But it's definitely coming. Dadgummit, I missed him. I missed him. That was a terrible hook set. Yep, look at that. Pulled my dang pants down, man. Tore my bait up too. Dang it. I'm gonna try throwing the drop shot in there and see if I can get that same fish to eat. I don't think he'll eat that crawl again, but I think I might could get him to hit this. They're starting to bite. That or I finally figured him out. One of the two. That's 2 bites on the crawl so far and 1 on the drop shot. They're sitting out off the bank a little bit, and I know that for a fact. Let's get us out another crawl. If you guys want to save a little bit of money on these bad boys right here, link down in the description too. This is probably my favorite crawl out right now, is a rage bug. I used to love the rage crawl and I still throw it a lot, but yeah, I love this crawl. This thing is awesome. I feel like I get so many bites on it. I don't know what about it. I don't know if it's just the way that the pinchers are, but this thing gets wrecked by some bass. Big bass too. Caught a lot of 7 and 8 pounders on this thing. Don't think that was a bass. But hook sets are free, bruh. Dadgummit, dude. I felt him eat it. I let him have it, but I think he was small. Dadgummit. And now I'm snagged. I got it up. Dang it. Dang it. All right. Y'all want to keep messing around, you can mess around with this right here. Mess around with this right here. The old drop shot. Yo, what in the world? I felt one ticket on the way down, and now I just got rock. That's crazy. Let's see if I can squeeze through this little hole right here, going through the dang jungle. I gave that rock right there the mustard. What up, bro? How you doing today? Dude, what in the world? I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh, he just came off. Yep. That was number 3. That was in a brush pile. I might have been fishing the wrong stuff today. There's another one. It's a pretty good one too. Yeah, baby. Let's go. That's a good one. There we go. In the brush pile. Well, that would be 4 if I would have just landed that last one. But that is our best one of the day right there. Sun's going down, it's getting dark. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Beautiful fish. That fish is getting close to 3 pounds. He ain't bad at all. That's a good fish right there. Honestly, that might be our last one for the day because it's getting dark, but I'll take it. That is awesome right there. 2 bites right there out of that brush pile. Thank you, baby. Yeah. So I know it's kind of starting to get dark, but I at least got to make a few more casts on that brush pile. If I can still see it, that's the whole thing. I kind of wish I would have known they were sitting on brush like that. I don't really know where there's any brush piles, but I can ride around and at least look for them and see. All I saw was like a little tiny stick out here. I was like, oh, there's a little stick. Let me just throw to that and, you know, just see if there's a fish on it. All of a sudden I got bit. He came off next to the boat. You guys saw that, and then just caught one out of it. That was a good one. First one that came off, he was not very big, but I think that I'm actually sitting on the brush pile right now, which is not really good. All right, and that is it for this day of fishing. It got dark on me, the rain moved in, and I had to call it a day. But I am including some footage right now that is from probably a month or 2 ago, where I tried out a new lake on my kayak, caught a few fish on a frog, up in some lily pads, and I just didn't get to post it yet because I didn't have enough fish catches, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys that now. Hope you enjoy it. Well, it's not as cloudy as I want it to be, but we're gonna see if we can still get a few bites on this thing. Got a lot of pads on this body of water and some grass. I've actually never been here before. Somebody told me about it, so trying it out today. We're gonna fish some trees, fish some banks, some wood, and we're gonna fish some pads, some grass, see what we can catch. There's got to be a bass in here that wants to eat. I guarantee you they live here. I don't know how big, but I guarantee you that they live here, because this looks like the perfect place for a bass. I'll have to catch a bass right here. Somewhere right here I'll have to catch a bass. If it was cloudy, I'd be feeling really confident about catching one all the way out here in the open water, but I don't know if that's gonna happen with the sun being out right now. But it very easily could. Frog is a topwater bait that you can get bit on all the time. Oh, dude, I had him for a second. That was a small one. That's not even in the pads yet. That was right here next to this tree. I had him for a second. He was just really small. Good blow up though. These fish in here are angry. Now let's try these old pads out right here. I'm just gonna throw on the edge at first. Just right on that edge. See if there's any on the deeper side of these pads. That's where they should be, if they're set up like that other one was. Giant. That was awesome, dude. That was awesome. Let's go. Dude, I thought he was so much bigger than that. Oh my gosh, what a blow up, dude. Dude, I thought he was huge. That blow up was insane in those pads. Oh, that was awesome. Let's go ahead and get him back. New lake. Caught one in the pads on the frog. That is the most fun bite you will ever have in your life. Oh my goodness. That was awesome, dude. That was so much fun. I gotta get back in there. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. He didn't hesitate one bit. He blew up on it right here on the outside of the pads. I don't know how deep it is right here, but he saw that frog and he was not having it. He came up and he smoked it.